Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As usual, right on the dot. And hope everyone had a good weekend. We had a good Halloween weekend. The first Halloween with the 4-month-old wasn't as fun, right? Now that she's 16 months, it's more fun. And I'm sure the older she gets, the more fun it'll continue to be. But it was pretty cool. We went as something simple. Like I said, her costume didn't come in the mail till after the fact, so we went as a golfing family. I went full Ryder Cup. She was wearing a Masters golfing outfit, and then of course the wife was dressed up as a female golfer as well. So golfing outing, and it was pretty cool. So crazy World Series. That was wild. I don't know sure if anyone's into baseball, but I'm into mostly all sports. But that World Series was crazy. That's about it. We're looking at the first half of the live stream. We'll cover Bitcoin. Of course. I was signed out of my other TradingView account, the Market Sniper TradingView account, and didn't realize the two-way. I forgot the two-way factor was on my other older cell phone, and so I didn't have access to it. So I had to request all new access. Still waiting on that. Provided documentation, provided bill, all that stuff. I'm like still waiting on it. So I don't have all my normal charts for today. So it's crazy because I have like automated trading bots running on that account, and there's no way for me to pause it even if I wanted to today. So hopefully they fix it. They're in contact with me right away. They're working on it. So just got to comply with their rules and regulations. But that's why I don't have the Sniper Top 40 on here. So we'll just kind of be working around in circles today. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I change over a couple things, but I don't have the Magnificent 7 laid out, and I don't have the Sniper Top 40 that became like the Sniper 200. So we'll work through it, but we'll cover Bitcoin, Ethereum. Normally I say the altcoins, but I don't have my whole altcoin list on here. I don't have to type in each one individually, but they're all looking similar in my opinion. And then of course we can cover stocks, the dollar, and your chart requests on the second half of the live stream. So with that, make sure to put in the ticker symbol, especially today, because I don't have it all laid out, or mostly all laid out today. So put in the ticker symbol, the name of the asset, and the asset class so we can search for it quickly. Shout out to the wife. She got me this green juice from Nectar. It's like $9, but woo, extra lemon. Get it rocking and rolling. So thanks, wifey. What else? So this is Bitcoin 3-week chart. Might as well just jump right into it. Some of you have signed up for the trading bots recently, within like the last 24 hours. I cannot give you access until the TradingView gives me access back. So hopefully we have it figured out today. So if it runs 24 to 48 hours, you know why. It's because of me. I tried signing out and signing back in with forgetting that the two-way factor is on the other phone, and so I don't have access to it anymore. But they'll get me squared away today. I'm optimistic, and I'll get everyone set up, and that way I can take care of my own trading bots too that are already running in the background. So, with that, was pointing out the 3-week bearish engulfing candle, and it closed October 27th, right? So it closed October 27th, and I was pointing that out. It's not something to take lightly, right? Yes, people are quick to point out this bearish engulfing candle and price reverse right back up, right? It did wick lower first, technically, but we'll give that to the bulls. Had this bearish engulfing candle over here. It was at least the local top. Talked about it, covered it. There are several reasons why it could be the top, but it's at least the local top. And then you can see that candle came, the next candle came much lower, all the way down to $80,000. And I even put that fractal out, and it would bring it down to shorter term target for $93,000 to $95,000. If it played out similarly, then point out this this bearish engulfing candle didn't go much lower, still had a wick lower to 15,631. But then you go back to over here, this bearish engulfing candle did go lower, right? So that one also went 20% lower. This one went 22% lower, right? You get the idea. This one went 67% lower. This one went 68% lower. This one went 19% lower. So two of them you could say that was part of the bear market. This one and this one, right? So is that going to happen again? It's possible. It's possible. It's a local top until proven otherwise, but as the higher time frames flip bearish, that local top call gets considerably louder that it's the top, right? So that's what we're looking at. The weekly chart is bearish. The 2-week chart is bearish. Now I'm addicted to that lemon. Ooh. Got that lemon in there. So that's the 3-week chart. What do we have over here? What if we don't see $110,000 Bitcoin for 2 more years? This crazy chart suggests the next big move is about to happen, and quickly, right? And quickly. Are we here? Are we below this trend line? So I drew that trend line out like days ago. I think I drew it out way back here. Pretty sure it was like 1 to 2 weeks ago. I drew that upward trend line. And then price bounced all the way up to 116 again, giving you another chance, right? Then closed below the upper trend line, then back tested it, and now we're back down to, well, we were down to 105. We're at 106,800, depending on what exchange you're looking at. And so are we below this upward trend line here, right? And over the next week, we could see price come down and hit target 4. Target 4 is right around this area, $93,000, $95,000. See if it bounces. Maybe it bounces higher, even with a wick. Maybe it wicks back up into the 100, 104,000. Who knows? Don't have a magic crystal ball. But the chart that started it all, right? Price was at 123,740 when I posted this. It's not the hindsight crew. It's the foresight crew, right? In hindsight, it was so obvious. In foresight, when price is up around a new all-time high and still above the former high over here in August, drew out this possibility, right? What else? This is just, pointing out the bearish divergence, the lower high, the lower low confirmed, followed by the back tests, also another lower high. And now it would be like a close below this pivot point confirms that would be a lower high. And so we can take a look at that too. Pointing out the bearish engulfing candle, price went lower, right? Price went lower. If you count the wicks lower, you could say all of them went lower. But we're going to give 2 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to give 2 out of the 7 to the bulls, right? This one and this one, right? We'll give 2 to the bulls, even though both of them started off as wicks lower. So you could call it they all technically went lower, but we'll give two of the bulls. We'll give two of the perma bulls. And I was very bullish at 16,800, right? All the way to 20, 30, 40,000, all the way up, calling for much higher targets. I was hoping Bitcoin would go much higher, but that was like 2023, 2024, all the way till like the end of 2024, right? I was really bullish on Bitcoin, calling out local tops, but also thought price could go much higher. And here we are. So let's get back to it. All right. So the weekly chart, right? Close below. This would be the first weekly candle to take out this pivot point. If it takes out that pivot point at 108, say if the weekly candle closes below 108, 200, which we've pointed out, it did not close below here, did not close below here, did not close below here. It seems like it's going to close below here. Like the probabilities have increased. It only holds its support for so long, and the odds are it's going to close below this pivot point, and that would put in a lower low. Yield back. That would be a lower low. And right, come back over here. You get that candle close back over here, and 106,400 on the daily chart. You get a close below that, and that takes out that pivot point to making a lower low on the daily chart, confirming this lower high, right? So talking about this chart over here, you come back below that 106, that 106 400-ish on the daily chart, and that's a lower low confirming the lower high. So but go to the weekly chart, looking at it, we've been talking about it, right? RSI sell signal on the weekly chart, RSI sell signal on the weekly chart, RSI sell signal on the weekly chart. It's trending downward. Yes, it can bounce in the interim, right? RSI sell signal, it bounces. RSI sell signal, it bounces, right? But the overall trend, and so while it's in that overall downward trend, price went down 30%, right? Price went down 30%. Price went down. It was 32% wick to wick. From this wick to this wick, 32. Price went down from wick to wick, 32%. Price so far, depending on what exchange you're looking at, has gone down 20%, right? So I think it was on Binance, it went down 20% so far. And what you see is the weekly sell signals are getting lower and lower. So relative strength on the higher time frames is leaving the building. Relative strength is leaving the building, creating bearish divergence. So you've got higher highs while relative strength is leaving on higher time frames. So eventually price is going to catch up. And right now it's just, throwing the candles, right? So we had a sell signal. Oh, spot alert. Had the sell signal. So I'm even diversified on the bots. Like I have the bots on my Market Sniper one and on my Jesse Olsen Trading View account too. So I have two, and each have the account. So one goes down, it's like I still have another one up. So diversify. But so we had a sell signal on the weekly chart. There was a buy, but did we trust it? Right? No, we didn't trust it. And its price is back below the trending dots again. And so another pending sell signal, and it's coming in all while the RSI sell signal is trending downward, right? All while the 3-week chart had a bearish engulfing candle. All while the 2-week chart is retesting the trending dots as of right now, right? Could have a RSI sell signal on the 2-week chart in the very near future. 3-week chart coming back to test the trending dots at 101. It's a moving target, so maybe it retests it. on this 3-week candle, and price will be back below 102. Monthly chart, price looks like it's coming back to retest the trending dots at 91,000. Maybe it doesn't happen this month. Maybe it's next month, and the trajectory would have it right at target 4. So target 4, shorter term target 4, not longer term. Shorter term target 4 would be around that 93, 95,000, just as if the training dots were there in December, right? So let's go back to the daily and throw on those shorter term targets. So we're at target 3. Like Binance came all the way down to 102-ish or 101.5, wicked all the way down just above target 3. We have not hit target 3 yet. And I talked about this on Bitcoin futures, that they would at least want everything lined up. Bitcoin futures, Bitcoin, CBDs, stocks, all that stuff to be lined up so it doesn't look weird on the charts. You're not sure who they are. It's the market bosses who are running the show. People cry manipulation when it's not going their way. I started in options trading. If you want to talk about manipulation, oh, comments. Oh my gosh. We got all these comments. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Real quick. Is this the trade? I'm not sure what you mean, Algo. That was me. Sui, please. Okay. What are you talking about? What type of trading is this? What do you mean? How can I learn how to trade? Well, I had recorded coaching on for like 2.5 years, and I did remove it because we're going more automated. But yeah, there was. I mean, you could always try direct messaging me on Twitter. I could give you a possible link. I could give you a possible link to all the recorded coaching and the 2 indicators and stuff that I used to have. But I took it off the website as of now and went with the automated trading bots on there. Yep. Thanks. Yep. Yeah, I don't do fundamentals. Thank you. I trust the charts, right? Fundamentals. Yeah, I mean, it plays its part, but like if it was just hemorrhaging money like crazy, like say if it was a Magnificent Seven and all of a sudden it just started hemorrhaging money and it was going to going into bankruptcy, right? Then of course the fundamentals would play a part, but the charts are greater than the fundamentals. You don't know what actually the fundamentals are, right? Like on a lot of assets, it's the fundamentals are usually what they tell you are. So unless you're an insider, like on stocks, for example, I know you're probably talking about Bitcoin, but the fundamentals on stocks, for example, could be worse than what is reported, or they report it late, or blah blah blah, or stocks could be pumping while the fundamentals look really bad. So charts are still greater than fundamentals. You don't know what's signal and what's noise. They could be doing smoke screens. They could be pumping up price while the fundamentals are bad. They could be selling, during news events, blah, 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 selling their stocks on IPO releases, right? Not to mention any names like Brian on Coinbase, sold a lot of his stock when they IPO'd, right? So leaving the bag holders of that IPO, underwater for a very long time, years before it made a move like in the last year or two. So still trust the charts, right? If I'm gonna be making business decisions, and obviously none of this is financial advice, obviously it's for educational purposes only, and hopefully we have some fun along the way, even if that means making fun of me. I can handle it. I can take it. Then you still, like, if I were to make business decisions, I have to trust what I see in the charts. I can't trust the news releases. I can't trust the talking heads on Twitter, YouTube, the legacy media outlets, all that stuff. You know, I've seen whatever they say. I've seen it do the opposite. So I can only trust the charts. No, definitely not. Uh I don't I don't like swing trade aggressively on my mom's account, right? So when it was towards the top, at least the local top, uh I mean she locked in good gains, right? She locked in good gains. So realized gains are always better than unrealized gains. And it was kind of me just like, let's trim up. Uh, there are some warning signs, and if it goes higher, it goes higher. If not, then in hindsight, it was a great decision for like 3 or 4 days, and then price went higher. So, but at the end of the day, if you're locking in gains, that's all that matters. Yeah, you want to try to push it as long as possible, but you also don't want to get caught holding. Well, I've only been doing 2 cycles, right? So I wasn't here for 2017 or 2013, but I'd like to think that I would have done okay there too. Bum, 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 bum. What else? So Bitcoin, daily chart, right? So again, lower high, lower low, confirmed it. Lower high, lower low has not confirmed it yet, but a close below 106,400. Always trade the chart in front of you first and foremost. I always like to look for canaries in the coal mine, leading or lagging assets, but it's never 100% correlated ever. And you could say Bitcoin and stock market are more correlated, but not, I wouldn't say crypto, right? I wouldn't say crypto. But what I can say is that Bitcoin led the way to the downside in 2021. And it looks like Bitcoin is leading the way to the downside in 2025. And it was about 1 to 2 months lagging on the stock market. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see. So 2 out of 4 targets so far. Ethereum. I have another one where it hit 3 out of 4 targets. So which one's? So one of the exchanges, or maybe I just drew it differently, but 2 out of 4 targets on Ethereum for those 2 exchanges so far. If we get a candle close below 37.45 today, that takes out that pivot low over here, and that would be a lower low. So you got these lower highs, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high. It would close below, confirming this lower high with lower low, signaling that the probabilities continue to increase that we're going to go down and hit target 3, and then we'll see about target 4 and target 5 and all that. So the dollar has hit 1 out of 4 targets to the upside so far, laid out a while back, laid out way back here. He had bullish divergence. Then I talked about the double bottom, possible higher low, higher high, higher low. Take out this pivot point over here at 99.7 and with the close above it. And then the probabilities are going to increase that we're going to hit target 2, retest the 200-week moving average, which it hasn't done since April 2025, hit target 3, and then we'll find out about target 4 and so on and so on and so on. So what else? What else? That's the dollar, Ethereum. Yeah, we looked at SUI, but we can come back to it. We can look at SUI. Silver, gold. Yeah, like my whole list is off. My whole list is off. Hopefully they get back to me. Check my email, but Jesse. Pull the Jesse. There we go. Gold talked about over here. Even if it hits some targets, the higher time frames are still bullish and ultra bullish. So it's, probably going to see a bounce and or make new all-time highs. Whether that puts in bearish divergence or not, but it did go parabolic, so maybe not. What else? Gold, SP 500. Is that the top, right? Is that the top? We don't know yet. Is that the local top? We don't know yet. It's too early to call it. But, there was bearish divergence, right? Once there's a lower high and a lower low, like if there's a lower high and then a lower low over here, then it'll be confirmed. And in hindsight, it'll look so obvious, right? In hindsight, it'll look so obvious. But right now, we don't know if that was the all-time high or not, or a local top high, right? Looks like it, and Bitcoin is leading the way again. So, all things to consider, but it's too early to call it. Goodness. My goodness. What's going on over there? So, SP, oh, that's a micro. NASDAQ, similar thoughts. There we go. There's the SP 500. Yeah, it looks the same, but Dow Jones coming back to the trending dots. What else? Russell. The Russell, let's see, October 27th. What's interesting is the Russell and Bitcoin started its correction first in 2021. And Bitcoin started it again. What was it? On October 6th was the high. And then this is looking like this is all-time high, right? Yeah. Barely all-time high. But yeah, all-time high in October 27th. So did the Russell start its correction before SP 500 and NASDAQ again? This time only like 3 or 4 days, but it's possible, right? So another pending sell signal underneath the trending dots. Had the bearish divergence, had an RSI sell signal as well. So it's very possible. Ooh, that lemon. Boom. What else? I guess we had to come back. I guess we had to type in some of the all the way down to 105 today. Started at 110. What else? Let's see. Stocks. I don't have my Magnificent Seven list. What was it? Apple that you were talking about? Yeah, see. Nah, I mean, mom closed out here. What was that like? It was at like 256 before the drop. It was like 32 minutes before the drop, before the closing, and then price dropped. So, let's see, from here it came down like 5%. And then from here it went up 7%, right? And right now it's a 4% difference. So no. Does my mom regret it? No. It was in hindsight, it was looking good at 5% to the good. Then it was in hindsight, it was looking 7% to the bad, that decision. And then now it's 4% to the bad, but the trending dots are, 0.5% difference, right? 0.5%, 1.5%. So No, don't regret it. Don't regret it. Yep. Bearish diversions. Nope. Don't regret it. What else? What else? Oh man, I don't have neither of the watch lists. All right, let's go. Let's go right into the request, and if not, then we'll start adding on some other ones too. We'll do your request first, and then see if there's anything else. That green juice is good. Suey. Is it getting chop sueyed? Do you have a specific exchange? If not, let's do Tether. Let's do Binance. I don't think it matters. So Binance wick came all the way down to 56 cents. Many calling for the bottoms there. I said, I'm not in the catching falling knives, and a lot of the crypto assets could come back down and fill a lot of that wick and or take it out and or continue lower, right? The daily chart is bearish. The weekly chart is bearish. This wick came all the way back down to the same price as it was in May 2023, right? See, 2-week chart. Doesn't have a lot of chart history, but the 2-week chart is bearish, right? 2-week chart is bearish. Even had a sell signal. RSI sell signal in the 2-week chart was back in February 2025. So has not made a new all-time high since January 2025. 3-week chart. Bearish. Monthly chart. Bearish. Yeah, not much really to report. We've been covering it. We've been talking about it. All the way down here. So it round tripped, right? It round tripped. So this is what, August 2024. It round tripped all the way back to August 2024 and the same price from 2023. So that's it. That's it. We don't know where the bottom's going to be, but there's no, it doesn't look good. And the higher time frames are bearish. Like even the monthly chart is bearish. It takes some time for the ship to get turned around. Will there be bounces along the way? One would hope if you're caught in it, but I wouldn't bet on it anytime in the near future. And to go make new all-time highs, it would take time for the ship to get turned around. Like even this monthly sell signal, which is a whole different time period, right? Took a couple months, right? But if you're comparing, right, it looks completely different. This 2024 looks completely different than this, right? Look how far below it is the trending dots. Look how far below it was in the trending dots. It took time for the ship to get turned around, right? At some point, should it come back and retest the trending dots? Yeah. But where, right? Where would that even be? Because if you look at, oh boy, I don't have my normal. Okay. Sorry, Jesse. Where are those weekly trending dots going to be, right? We don't know. So it could be a move down like this, could bounce, right? And that bounce to the trending dots could be lower than where it's at right now. So the overall trend is downward. It's bearish on the only thing you could do is really look at a lower time frame for a bounce potential if you're caught in it. I don't know if you are or not. I don't know if you're caught holding it, but probably, which is unfortunate. So can't add any more value other than that. It's just bearish right now. So we'll see how it plays out. But I know that was one of the ones that Mr. Raul, Banana Zone. This is one of his picks. Solana, Banana Zone, all that stuff. At least Solana went up, made new all-time high. So he did back, what was that? 2025, January 2025 was a peak, but obviously he didn't sell the local top, and obviously in hindsight he won't have sold the top again. So just be careful who you watch and listen to. You shouldn't watch or listen. You shouldn't. I mean, you can watch. I watch people, but I only trust the charts. What I see in the charts. That's it. That's it. Ethereum weekly chart. Pending sell signal on Ethereum weekly chart. Right. RSI sell signal already on mid-October. Price pumped up a few percent from there. Price bounced like 7%, and now here we are, pending sell signal on the weekly chart here after we already had the RSI sell signal. So lower. Could it always reverse back around and go higher? Yes, it could. I'm just pointing out probabilities, and right now probabilities are that we're going lower. What else? Anything else? Dang. Let's see. Oh, let's look at I can't believe I got to type all these in. XRP. Yep. Weekly chart, right? So the sell signal and the RSI sell signal actually lined up on that one. We pointed out the bearish divergence, right? We had pointed out the longer term bearish divergence. A lot of people were laughing nervously, right? Possible lower high, sneaky, possible another lower high. This was a lower low here, right? I mean, are you talking about crypto? Are you talking about stocks? Are you talking about Bitcoin? What do you? Oh, crypto maniac. Oh, probably crypto. Yeah, but at what point, right? So, yeah. I figured so after I saw your name. Sorry. So here's the thing, right? The Santa Claus rally. Was that 2 months from now? What if we get an awesome 30-40% Santa Claus rally bounce? What if we do? What if we get an awesome 30% Santa Claus rally bounce? And what are you talking about? Any asset in particular? What's the main one you'd want to see? Oh, thank you. Bah. There you go. Do you have a chart that you want to look at in particular? Ethereum mainly, okay. Yeah. So as an example, right? What if? Yeah. Okay, we'll get it figured out. So say we come all the way down on Ethereum. Oh yeah, you should still learn to do it yourself. Don't trust what I see. I only trust what I see. I trust what I see in the charts, but you shouldn't trust what I see in the charts. You should always make your own decisions. Maybe you can learn from me, but then you still got to trust yourself. But thank you. Ethereum. So what if something like this plays out, right? Comes down, there's November, right? Maybe it finds support and then has a Santa Claus rally. What if that's the Santa Claus rally? Right? You can see I've done this way too many times. Way too many swing trades. And what if that's the Santa Claus rally? It'd be awesome. I'd play it. I'll play the Santa Claus rally. 30-40%, right? I mean, you couldn't draw it up anymore. Like, just I've seen this play out so many times that this is how I would see it play out. And maybe this is bullish divergence at the bottom. But at what cost, right? You're at 36.62, goes all the way down to 2400, and then maybe Santa Claus rallies 30 to 40%, maybe not even that high, and that's it, right? So maybe this is like bullish divergence, right? Hit all 4 targets downside, retest the 200-week moving average again, bounces 30 to 40%, maybe not even that, maybe not as high as 40%, right? And then who knows if it continues lower or not. But in the shorter period, hit target 3, hit target 4, and then heading into the Santa Claus rally, right? The Santa Claus rally, bullish divergence at the bottom, and then play that bounce. But really, at the end of the day, it's still the same price as it was, $3,700. So yeah, but how far will it go first, right? So do you think anything will go back up by Christmas? And Ethereum specifically? It could. It could. But at what cost? Like, at what cost will it go down to first? Then will there be a Santa Claus rally, let's say, as an example, and there's bullish divergence at the bottom, and there's a breakout at the bottom, and there's even a more aggressive downward trend line somehow that comes out like this, right? And so it's like boom, boom. Maybe the bullish divergence is over here, right? Maybe this is bullish divergence and this is a higher low. So you'd have to draw it out where here we go. Here we go. Now we're flowing. I don't know. But you get the point. This would be the higher low over here, and then the breakout. So yeah, I'm expecting bounces. So taught my daughter to do that. Now she does a sequence. We'll cheers. We drink. She drinks her water, and then she goes. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Yeah. I mean, do we have a magic crystal ball? No. Can you if price were to go down to target 4, drop another 30, 32% or lower, right? How does that make you feel at that point, right? So who knows? Who knows? But it's in a downward trend, as you can see. And a higher probability of a reversal would look like something like that, right? Bullish divergence, break of the downward trend line, a higher low, a higher high, right? All basic stuff. We're not trying to overcomplicate things, right? It's bearish on the daily chart. It's bearish on the weekly chart, pending, but it's bearish it's below the trailing dots, all that stuff. 2-week chart, still above the trailing dots as of right now, right? So could always catch a bounce there too, but that'd be at 3,200. So anyways, yeah. So, retail lost confidence. Cool. So yeah. Daily chart, Ethereum. What else? XRP, right? Solana. Here, let's just do Sol. Probably better. There we go. Right? You think people sold in January 2025? I don't think so. I don't think so. They didn't sell it here. They didn't sell it here, and they held all the way through. They didn't sell here. They didn't sell here. Trust me. Trust me. I'm talking about the talking heads. I'm talking about the talking heads. They didn't sell it there either. What else? What else? Any other ones? Yeah, I just don't have my normal. I look at Hut. I just don't. And Wolf. Those are on my normal watch list, but I just don't have them right now. But hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. What else do we want to look at? Let's see. Stocks. Weekly chart is bullish. So, everyone, not everyone. There's a lot of reply guys like, oh, bearish, 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 bearish. Some of the charts are bullish, right? Some of them are bullish that have been bearish for a long time. January 2021, Lemonade was in a bear market. You could say all the way till October 2024, right? Then you could say once it got back above November 2024, above the 200-week moving average, again, another bullish momentum, came back tested it for months. And now it's continuing to go higher on the weekly chart. Bullish on the 2-week chart, right? Bullish on the 3-week chart, I'm sure. Bullish on the monthly chart, I'm sure, right? So you could even say that it was in a bear market from January 2021. Yeah, October 2024. He had a buy signal on the monthly chart, and it continues to go higher, right? So there you go. Bullish on Lemonade monthly chart as of right now. Things could change, but monthly chart, 3-week chart, weekly chart, gold. That's why still saying it's possible it puts in bullish divergence on the daily. It's possible it goes up and retests the wick, but maybe not. The monthly chart is still ultra bullish as of right now. So calling that top is too early to call it, in my opinion. Could it be a local top? Sure. But to call the top when you got the monthly chart looking like that, 3-week chart is still ultra bullish. 2-week chart is still ultra bullish. Weekly chart is still bullish, right? So too early to call it on gold as of yet. So those are bullish charts. It just so happens, Bitcoin, everything looks like, not everything, but Bitcoin looks like it's like rolling over and stuff. Platinum, natural gas looking bullish on the weekly chart. I haven't looked at natural gas in a few days. Had the last buy signal over here at 334, back above. 2-week chart, 3-week chart. Oof. Oof. Dang. So if you look at like longer term potential, where is it? Where's the drawing tool? Oh, there we go. Brush. You could say like this is probably like target 1, probably close to target 2, target 3, eyeball test, right? Target 4. So higher ish. Natural gas, TLT. That's gonna be. Let's do all TLT. So that's the monthly chart. Still battling. Weekly chart still currently bullish on the weekly chart. talked about it where it could do like drift up into the 200, take like a month or two, then come back down the trending dots, and then maybe it flips after that. So we'll see how it plays out. But be looking at like this level here, which kind of lines up the 200, right? Yeah, another one there, resistance. So flip those two horizontals, flip the 200-week moving average, and then you can see price come up significantly higher in TLT. But that's a lot of ifs. That's a lot of ifs. A lot of ifs, right? What else? What else? Limited weekly chart. Yep. Still waiting. Still watching those. I don't know. What's NPC? What's NPC? More crypto? What else? About 51 minutes in. Yeah, I think we can call. Oh, let's look at the 10-year. 10-year bouncing as of right now. That's the daily chart. Weekly chart is still bearish, so maybe it just bounces into the trending dots. Still above the 200-week moving average. This is 10-year yield futures, so not as much chart history. But yeah, you can trade the 10-year yield. Yeah, so on like the 10-year yield not futures, you got like 40 plus years of history on there, not on here. So these are all futures. VIX, 2-week chart, weekly chart. Kind of holding on there. This is another one. Yep. Anything else? I think that's about it. I think we can call it a little bit early today. I'm not seeing any other. Let's see, any other ones you want me to cover? Nope, I think I got all those. Yep, weekly chart. Dollar had a buy signal in the weekly chart, well above the trading dots. So that hasn't happened since October 2024, right? So in hindsight, when I was calling out, this is looking like the bottom. This is looking like a double bottom. As of right now, it was. All right. I think we'll call it. Awesome. Help me with algorithms. I appreciate all of your smashing the like button, hitting the comments, and subscribing. If you're on YouTube or following me on Twitter X, that would be awesome. And share with family and friends if this would possibly help them. And we'll continue to sniper the markets together and continue to trust what we see on the charts and do our very best to block out all that noise, all the narratives, all the news, all the talking heads, all the fundamentals that, we don't know if it's true or not, blah, 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 right? Just trust what we see on the charts. And that's it. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully we have access back to our Market Sniper Trading View account today, and then we'll be rocking and rolling again tomorrow with the normal flow. So adios. We'll see you later.